All right, here's another update for you guys. So it's almost done, almost ready to go. The content team's working on the project. I wanted to give you another story because it's not real story without stories, right? So let's talk. So first off, I'm in Miami right now. It's a super beautiful view. We got this random building right here. I can literally stare at people while they're, in a swimming pool. Very odd. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about a story that I think will honestly impact a lot of people. So here's my personal experience, my story that I have. That'll help a lot of people. So, all right, let's talk about the story. So pretty much, this is crazy. And it's along the lines of kind of similar content I've been making recently. I mean, it's not made for everyone, but this one is probably made for some people. It's a level of success related content. Okay, so this story was what happened was when we were in the middle of working on building a media company that I was working on with my team, and this crazy story, when we started in the middle of, or it's not started, but in the middle of the process, it started to be a situation where we would go up and then a lot of people would enjoy the content and then it would go back down and go up, go back down. Eventually got to a point where it was down for so long that we're like, man, I guess people don't like us anymore. People don't enjoy it. Like, what's happening? What are we doing wrong? And we try to do everything in the book to figure out how to do better. Eventually, half the team started to lose faith, right? They're like, man, it isn't working anymore. It's not, I'm gonna move on, right? Half the team decided to pretty much move on. It's okay. I don't blame them. But what was crazy, and this is the lessons of life, holding on. What was crazy was that, sure enough, 4 months later or so, we kept, me and the rest of the team, we kept working on it. We kept pushing. We kept moving forward. You know what I mean? We're like, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going after this until it's done, until the mission is done. Anyways, so we started working on this, trying to build this out, trying to entertain people, trying to present content to help people. And what happened was where pretty much 4 months into it, or 3 months into it, we weren't really seeing too much success. And we're like, man, maybe half the team that left was kind of right. Maybe it's just not worth doing anymore, For me though, and I in my head, I was like, honestly, it's worth pushing forward. It's worth giving it a shot. Like, I just feel like it's possible, like something's about to happen. But the other team was like, nah, they were losing faith. So what happened was sure enough, the rest of the team started to slowly, one by one, fade away. They were giving up. So I had to get another team, another people to help me out with it, to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. I didn't want to give up on a dream. What happened that was crazy was, what happened was where, sure enough, 4 months later, a month after they all left pretty much, it just started to go up. I'm like, man, this is odd. You know what I mean? Like, I guess we figured it out. It started to gain momentum. It started to pay off. I think that is a lesson that people don't understand. It's persistence, right? You gotta persist at something if you want it to work out. Otherwise, it's not gonna work out. And so I kept pushing at it. I kept pushing at it because, half the team started to leave. And, you go through all those moments where you doubt the process. You're like, is this even worth pushing anymore? But you give it time. You keep working at it. Eventually, things start to pay off. And sure enough, it started to explode, started to go viral, started to pay off. Everything started to work out. And then sure enough, the team came back and they're like, I was wondering if I could, work again. If we could work on the thing again. And I'm like, no. You kind of left me in the dust, But that's something you guys got to realize is it's about persistence ultimately. If you want anything, you got to persist at it. And that's kind of the lesson I learned from building it, is that it was a level of persistence that got me where I am today. And so hopefully you can learn this and you can take away from it and the story for your own life, hopefully, and that's something maybe some of you can take away from.